So in the last class, we have talked about Orga, Plogipreli. So we were discussing about Plogipreli. So Pl Plogipreli, when you hire an employee with a position ID and without a position ID. So in PM module, we have learned hiring an employee, for example. So you are hiring an employee with a position code with and also without a position code, but it is required, position ID is required. So what you are doing is you are maintaining a default position is nothing but this is the default position you are entering for the position code, a 8-digit code. So you are maintaining the position code in the field Plogipreli. That is why system is recognizing this as the default position. Then you have Plogiprelu. Plogiprelu. So when you hire an employee with a position code, the system automatically maintains the relationship between position and the person that you are hiring. It depends between the position and the person that you are hiring. So that is how you are maintaining this Plogiprelu. Automatically, system is maintaining the relationship between the person which you are hiring and based on the position, of course, and all the characteristics of the position. This kind of a relationship that you are maintaining. So manual hiring is one way, and during uploading of data, for example, we need to change the integration switch. We have seen the switch as we talked in the last class. Integration switch, we have talked about T77S0. We talked about this table, and you are maintaining the switches. So during the upload of time data, you need to change the integration switch value to BTCI. BTCI. After that, you can upload the data. Like what data you upload, you can upload the PA data, PA subject data, or OM data you can upload. And there are reports, certain reports are Rhinte reports are there. You can maintain some Rhinte reports. For example, Rhinte 30 report you can maintain. Rhinte 30 report. Why you are maintaining it? Because you are maintaining the relationship between person and position after the upload, and the relationship is maintained. So otherwise, if you are not uploading any data, we can maintain the value as 0. Value you can maintain as 0, the switch value. That is the use of this. Let's talk about Plogipreli. This also we talked about while we were looking at the T77S0 table. So this Plogipreli is the integration between info types. Two info types are there. Integration between info type 0008 and info type 1005. 1000 info type 0008 is the basic pay info type, and 1005 info type, this info type we have not discussed widely about it, only we discussed briefly. 1005 info type is planned compensation info type, useful in ECM module, employee compensation model. So you can maintain pay scale structure at position level. For example, pay scale structure you can maintain at position level, for example. And basic pay, for example, info type 0008 is nothing but basic pay info type. You can maintain this basic pay at payroll module level, payroll module. So you can activate this switch, Plogipreli space switch, by ticking on X, by typing X. Same in real time also, it is the same. And there are other switches that we have discussed, like PPOM, PPOM, INHS. This is also switch. Here you are talking about info type 1008. 1008 is nothing but account assignment features. Account assignment features, again we will read in OM module once again. So you can maintain company code, business area, controlling area, personal area, personal sub area. For example, there is some Reliance company or some company, and multiple positions are there under the segment. For example, some segment, Reliance segment communication, under that there are positions, certain positions are there, say 3-4 positions are. Now when you activate this switch PPOM INHS, when you activate this switch, the data maintained at the org unit level will carry forward to the next level, meaning position 1, position 2. It is, if it is deactivated, then it will not carry anything forward. That is the main use of PPOM INHS. Essentially, the data is maintained at organizational unit level and carry forward to the next level also. It's like it is a switch. We also discussed about admin EV SUP. This also we checked in the TSS777S0 table. So you can activate this switch if you want to do multiple actions with the same effective date. We have configured actions, multiple actions we have configured, including hiring action, transfer action, other. If you want to do multiple actions with the same effective date, you can use this switch, admin EVSUP switch you can use. You can also upload photo, admin photo. Photo also you can upload, meaning whenever you are checking employee data, for example in PA30, you can also view the photo of the employee. Give me 1 second. So you can also upload the photo. Employee photo can be uploaded. So when these integration switches are there, we have to also talk about integration programs. You have to talk about integration programs. So why these integration programs are required is important. It is also very important in real-time scenarios. So during SAP implementation, for example, you are a consultant and implementing SAP implementation, conversion programs will occur to load data separately as their own objects. For example, you have to upload the data. For example, it can be PM data, it can be OM data separately as their own objects. But the problem sometimes is there is missing connection between PA data, PA meaning personal administration, and OM data through relationships and other tables that might not get loaded during the conversion. So to go about these gaps, to fill these gaps, you are using certain integration programs. We can access using the transaction code T code. You can use SC38 T code you can use to access this. So this integration programs may not be important for your practice or in this classroom, but in real time it is required. So you have to understand what are those Rhinte programs. You can call it as integration programs or Rhinte. For example, Rhinte check. Rhinte check. So when you are done with the upload, you have to run this Rhinte check program. What is this Rhinte check program? This program particularly provides the PA and OM objects and the relationship data which is inconsistent, and it will provide the explanation and diagnose the issue because there are inconsistencies between PA and OM data. You can use check and use that SC. So after the data uploads, you need to do Rhinte check program. After the uploads, you need to the uploads, you need to go for this Rhinte check report or program. Then you have Rhinte 00 program. So what is this Rhinte 00? It transfers PA objects and relationships to OM and PD infotype records. You are talking about PA and OM integration. First, you can check with the Rhinte check program Rhinte 00 is transferring the PA objects and relationships to OM as well as PD infotype records. So it is creating a relationship. For example, it creates HRP tables. You talked about HRP tables 1001, for example, between position and person. In the OM model, you will see that in more clearly in OM model. So the system is assuming that PA data is correct and OM data is wrong. System assumes. So you can run like that immediately after Rhinte check, you can run Rhinte 00. Program 10. What is that it is doing? It is the opposite. It is transferring OM objects and relationships to PA tables. It generates the PA tables like jobs or position or organizational unit, like that it creates. So here, what is the scenario? Here, this scenario is OM data is existing. And in PA, that same data is not existing. Then you can run Rhinte 10 program. Then data will update. Why you are running this? So that data will update. Why you are updating? Because there should be consistency of data between PA and OM. That's why you are running all these things. 20. Program 20. So 20 you are using, you can check for all object integration between PA and OM. And it takes a long time because it will check entire data. It will check all the PA tables, all the positions, everything it will check. Then it will compare. It will compare with HRP tables to find any missing object. If there are any missing objects, it will create the record. It will check data in both PA and OM so that the system is taking a lot of time. So it is checking from PA to OM and OM to PA. Whatever is required, it will go for. Generally, you don't use it in real time. We don't use Rhinte 20 in real time. Generally, you don't use. There is no rule that you should not use, but we generally don't use because it takes both ways, like PA to OM and OM to PA. So it takes a lot of time. Sometimes it may also system screen hangs because of the load. Then you have 30. Rhinte report program 30. What 30 is doing? So while you are running this Rhinte 30 report in the background, it creates a BDC session for upload for the PA records, personal administration record, that need to be updated. Info type 1, for example, organizational assignment for the persons which you are selecting from the list. So it is exactly opposite to this one. Opposite to this one. What's the difference is Rhinte 00. Rhinte 00 info type 1, you are checking with for a particular person, and you are checking the position code, and you are maintaining the relationship with the person that you are hiring, so that it can specify in OM side also. It is specifying the position. So it is a relationship is maintained. But info type 1 you are not maintaining. It's not maintaining info type 1. That is why you are running Rhinte 00. But Rhinte 30 is opposite, meaning there is a relationship between the position and person from OM side. But in PA side, what is happening? Position is not specified in PA side for a particular employee. Position you are not specifying, because you might have given default position like 9999 you have given. Then you run this Rhinte 30. Rhinte 10 also you can compare. For example, position wise you can compare position, how it is associated with the job and belongs to some org unit. In PA what you are doing, some position in info type 1, but job org unit and other relationship you are not maintaining, so you are running the 10 report. RH check V. Now it is checking the inverse relationship that's maintained for all the relationships in the personal planning database. It lists all the relationships that do not have a corresponding inverse relationship. You can create inverse relationship. Whatever inverse relationship you are checking and maintaining with this thing. RV check. So let me log into a SIP system, then we will try to I will try to show you the T code. SE38. I'm typing the T code SC38. This is the program you can run. Any of the programs you want to run, Rhinte reports and other reports you can run. This RP time 00, these reports are other reports. These are programs you can maintain like time evaluation, other things. We will check that later. You can use this report SC38. Another thing is, if you want to maintain any standard reports, you can go from here, human resources management. I'll go to personnel management and info systems. I will go to you can go to administration, info system, then I'll go to reports. Here I can go for employee. You can go for example, employee list or something you can go for. This is a report you can go for. For example, I'm going for employee list. Employee list. I'm clicking on enter. You can enter in the report any date or something you can maintain. I'm not maintaining any because the data may not be there. So like this, you can maintain some personal number or something you can maintain. For example, let me check with the other things. Any of the you can take, and I'll try to execute. Okay. Okay. Without date, we will check. It depends on the selection period. We have not maintained selection period. That's why other period also you can maintain. This kind of reports you can go through. But the programs, Rhinte programs are relevant for real time, meaning when you have maintained PA data and if there is inconsistency of PA data with OM data, then you can go back and check, or you can check the birthday list or whatever you can check. For example, this one report, for example, I will maintain any of the random dates, and just now we have taken some this thing, and I can maintain more than one person also. For example, let me maintain 0 0 multiple people also I can maintain. For example, I will maintain 10 now. Let me also maintain 09. I will execute. I don't know if data is existing or not. I'm just showing you how to check the report. That's it. Meaning more than one person also you can maintain. Like multiple last name Raman, Raj Gopal, all these things you can maintain. Date of birth, for example, DOB, day, like this you can maintain. You can generate the entire report, for example. You can also go for offline also, you can go, you can download the report. So if you have questions here, we can discuss. Otherwise, we will meet on Monday. We will next class. What we will do is we will go for dynamic actions. We will see what are dynamic actions and how to configure dynamic actions, how they are required. We will see the different scenarios. If you have questions, we will discuss now. Hello, do you have any questions?